Hey, what's up everyone? Beanibok here, and today, if you couldn't tell from the title, we're going to be talking about As They Lay Dying. More specifically, Tim joining back into the band after getting out of prison. Now, before we get started, this isn't the first time I'm recording this video. I actually did this a few times before, and I'm doing it yet again after I was done editing it. Reasons being because maybe the way I was saying things wasn't coming out correctly, or I was just getting off point, not really driving my point home of what I wanted to discuss. So maybe this time that will be the actual video that gets to make it out that you guys get to watch. For those who haven't really been keeping up with the news, Tim Lambesis, I don't know how to say his last name, went to jail a few years back for conspiring to murder his wife. And I think there's a thing about kidnapping his kids as well. He pleaded guilty and then went to jail, finally got out. And now after getting out, he releases apologies and got the band back together. And now they're going out on a tour, which is the newest update to the whole story, is now they have a full tour coming out. Now, obviously, if you go and you look onto social media and different news outlets, you're going to get a whole backlash of different opinions. You have the one side, obviously, that are saying we shouldn't support this guy because of all the things that he's done. And we have the other side who are saying, hey, people make mistakes. Let's give him a second chance and see what happens and if he changes his pattern down the road. My problem comes in, though, with the fact that everything has happened so quickly. If you think about it, he just got out late 2017, and now there's already an announcement that he's back in the band and that they're going to be on this full tour, which to me is like, there's no time period in there at all of, hey, I went to jail for almost murdering my wife or hiring someone to murder my wife, and now I'm going to be in this band again and we're going to go on tour and you're going to come to the show and watch me. It's odd to me that it kind of happened so quickly of him getting out and getting back into the band and the music scene. And I'm kind of more on the end of right now he doesn't deserve the second chance that he wants. That's just my opinion. It's more in the middle of, yeah, he kind of deserves a second chance, but at the same time, it was really messed up with what he did. And this even goes to a bunch of musicians speaking out on their viewpoints, whether it also being, hey, screw this guy, or hey, give him a chance. Now, I can see Tim's viewpoint of this, of wanting to get back into the band and continuing something that he started way back when. What I don't understand, though, is why his bandmates are allowing this to be a good idea. If you think back to it, Lost Prophets ran into a situation where their vocalist went to jail for molesting little girls. The instant that news broke, Lost Prophets abandoned that band name as quickly as possible and then moved on to a different project, still using all those members minus the vocalist. But they were like, we need to get away from this as fast as possible because the acts of the vocalists are now associated to that band name. Kind of like how this is playing out with As They Lay Dying. You're going to have As They Lay Dying associated to hiring hitmen to murder the wife. It's just an association that we do as humans. And because it's such a negative thing, they should abandon the band name and just start over with something new. As for Tim, he needs to just give it some time. Like, you're just getting out of prison, then jumping right back into the band. And in a way, I can understand your thinking about it, but fans haven't even adjusted to what is going on at this point. You need to like set up like these things of like proving yourself that you changed. You may have convinced your band, but like there's a huge fan base out there that you need to prove to yourself that you changed and you're no longer that person that is out trying to kill people. And it's this weird thing in music that we've all noticed, where these musicians and artists do these horrible things, and we kind of just forget about all the stuff that they did in the past. More notably, the vocalist of Blood on the Dance Floor, which I can't even think of his name at the moment. There's been numerous reports of him molesting his younger fan base and sexual assault on these girls. As far as I know, and from the research that I've done, nothing has happened with that. There's been musicians that have come out and said, we're not going to tour with these people anymore because of these actions. But yet they're still making CDs, they're still going on tours. And I don't think there's been any investigations into those allegations. Not saying that they might be 100% true, but there should be at least investigations into it. Which, if there are, then I'm going to be called out for it anyways, which is good because I don't really know off the top of my head. But with that said, this is a pretty short video comparatively. And I'm just wondering what is on your minds. Do you think that Tim needs to take some time and needs to prove to us that he has changed and that we should actually give the band a second chance? Do you think that the band needs to abandon the name and move on under something else? Or do you fall into the group of he served his time, he got out, and he dealt with all of the things he had to do with prison, probation, parole, and all that stuff, and because he's out, then he's free and he can do whatever he wants? Obviously, I pointed out my thoughts on the whole situation and how he should deal with this, but I'm genuinely curious on how everyone else views this. Obviously, like I said, social media, back and forth. I think in this case it's going to be the same thing, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video, and I'll see you around with the next video.